This evening, first, a breakthrough in crime prevention as police seized 26 firearms and a large cache of ammunition in a daring early morning raid in Kitty. We'll bring you the details on the 6 arrests and the ongoing investigation. Plus, in a shocking revelation, a senior officer of the Ghana Fire Service is caught with a large quantity of illegal alcohol. Here, the Ministry of Home Affairs' stern response to this breach of public trust and the potential disciplinary actions. In a high-profile narcotics bust, 2 Ghana Defence Force ranks are charged with trafficking over 150 pounds of cannabis. We'll have the latest on their court appearance and the upcoming trial. Also, after months of delays, the almost $500 million Cemetery Road project is set for completion in 2 weeks. Find out how this project will transform traffic and connectivity in Georgetown. And in international news, authorities in Illinois released body cam footage showing a police officer fatally shooting a black woman inside her home. We'll have the latest on this incident and the growing calls for justice. These stories and more coming up next on tonight's broadcast. Welcome to this broadcast of Channel 2's Headline News Update for July 24th, 2024. I am Baby Bacchus. Thank you for joining us. First up, ranks of the Ghana Police Force earlier today seized 26 firearms and a large cache of ammunition in a successful intelligence-led operation at Lot 25 Sandy Bob Street, Kitty. 6 individuals were arrested and are assisting with the investigation. The operation, executed around 5:30 a.m. today, July 24th, was led by a superintendent and targeted the home of Eon Fagundes, a 47-year-old clothes vendor. Upon arrival, police confronted Fagundes, who was carrying a bag containing a rifle, pistols, magazines, and ammunition. Fagundes admitted that he did not have a firearm license and was arrested. A further search of his home revealed no additional items. However, a search of his car, a black Nissan Juke, uncovered numerous firearms and ammunition, including rifles, pistols, and thousands of rounds of various ammunition types. Fagundes' mother, Carol Fagundes, his 2 sisters, Teresa Fagundes and Tessa Persad, his niece, Davina Persad, and a handyman, Clement Thornton, was arrested for questioning. The seized items were taken to the Ghana Police Force's ballistics section for examination. Investigations are in progress. Also making the headlines, the Ministry of Home Affairs has released a statement regarding Station Officer Clayton Panclis of the Ghana Fire Service, who was intercepted by police on July 18, 2024 at Melanie East Coast, Demerara. During a search of Panclis' vehicle, police uncovered a large quantity of illegal alcohol, including 24 bottles of Hennessy and Johnny Walker Black Label, among others. Panclis was taken to the Ghana Revenue Authority bond to lodge the alcohol and then escorted to Brigdam Police Station for processing. Meanwhile, Minister of Home Affairs Robertson Ben has expressed serious dissatisfaction with Panclis' conduct. He has labeled it as unbecoming and damaging to the Ghana Fire Service, making his stance on the matter clear. He emphasized that such behavior violates public service rules and the Ghana Fire Service disciplinary regulations, which pertains to discrediting the fire service and engaging in improper conduct. The Ministry of Home Affairs reaffirmed its commitment to maintaining high standards among its personnel and warned that any behavior undermining public trust would result in disciplinary action. All members of the disciplinary services were reminded to adhere strictly to their oath of office, standing order, and organizational rules and regulations. Moving on, the 2 Ghana Defence Force ranks, Clovis Sam and Adisha Higgins, who were nabbed by police on July 18th for the possession of 154 pounds of cannabis, were charged with the offence of possession of narcotics for the purpose of trafficking when they appeared at the Golden Grove Magistrates Court on Monday, July 22nd. 31-year-old Sam and 42-year-old Higgins pleaded not guilty and were remanded to prison. The matter was adjourned to August 12, 2024. The 2 ranks were arrested after their vehicle was intercepted and searched during a joint intelligence-led police operation conducted by ranks from Special Branch and Regional Division 4B. They were found with 22 large bags containing a total of 154 pounds of cannabis. Stick around when we return. The Cemetery Road project is set to be completed in 2 weeks, and Ghana's procurement training aims to boost efficiency.
good girl forget things.
What's the problem, Granny?
I want money for borrow for doing surgery. I was dancing and I fall and fracture my hip.
If you need some quick money, you should check Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop, Lot 238 South Road Border, Georgetown. Get jewelry made to order in just 72 hours. We also accept vehicles. Lender's, best rates, longest payback period.
Boys, I get through. Plus, I could dance again.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Smart Minds Educational Institute, offering preschool, nursery, and primary levels. Finally, a school that is every parent's dream. Located at 69 Crow Street, offering academic excellence, trained qualified teachers, small class sizes, personalized care, and one-to-one attention for your little ones. At Smart Minds, register for full-time or evening classes, daily practice pass exam papers for proficiency at the grade 2, 4, and 6 assessment, and CXE exam preparedness. Or join our Becca Phonics reading and writing program. So if your child is for preschool, nursery, or primary level, come to Smart Mind, located at 69 Crow Street, or call 231-4885 or 600-9229 to enroll now.
Furnishing your home or office has never been easier. Here at Kissoon's, our inventory of locally made and imported furniture, offered at amazing prices, will leave you wanting more. From vinyl, floor rugs and carpets, bedroom, dining and living room sets, mattresses, pillows, office desk, chairs and filing cabinets, outdoor benches and tables. We have a piece of furniture for every room imaginable in your home or office. Check out our flagship store at Industrial Site Rijnveld or one of our branches in New Amsterdam, Port Morant, Riverton, and Camp Street. Kissoon's Furniture, furnishing homes for over 50 years.
See clearly with a gift of sight from Modern Optical Services. Let our professional team examine and prescribe what's best for your eyes. Our smiles make fashionable faces. See us for a full line of optical services, including brand name and prescription eyewear. Modern Optical Services, 316 Mill Street, Georgetown, telephone 226-1082.
Welcome back. The $475 million Cemetery Road project is set to be completed within 2 weeks. This is according to Minister of Public Works Bishop One Edgehill. Speaking with the Department of Public Information, Minister Edgehill emphasized that no further delays will be accepted and assured personal responsibility for the project's timely completion. The ministry conducted reviews to address delays and enlisted 2 subcontractors, Avinash Construction and Metalworks Company, to assist the main contractor. One subcontractor will finish the bridge at Cemetery Road and Princess Street, while the other will widen the culvert at Sussex Street. Avinash Construction will focus on paving and site cleanup. Initially slated for completion in July of 2023, the project faced multiple extensions with only 70% currently finished. Once completed, the 4-lane road will ease traffic congestion and improve connectivity to Mandela and the east bank of Demerara. The project also includes enhancements to the Independence Boulevard, extending it to 3 lanes with a new recreational promenade, aligning with the government's vision for community development and modernization. On a different note, police are investigating the suspected drowning of a 22-year-old minor at St. Elizabeth Back Dam on Tuesday, July 23rd. The dead man has been identified as Shamar Roberts, known as 10 Pound of Melanie North, East Coast Demerara. Roberts, who had been working as a pitman for almost a month, was with his co-worker, Akeem Madison, at the time of the incident. According to Madison, around 9 a.m., he and Roberts rolled a blue drum containing fuel into an old mining pit filled with water to float it across to their mining operation. Both men entered the pit and began to cross. While in the middle of the pit, Madison noticed Roberts moving away from the drum and struggling to stay above water. Madison attempted to reach him, but Roberts submerged and did not resurface. An alarm was raised and a search team was quickly assembled. Around 2:20 p.m., Roberts' lifeless body was found and retrieved from the pit. An examination of the body by detectives found no sign of violence or foul play. The body is currently at Mahdi's Hospital mortuary awaiting a post-mortem examination. In other news, the Public Procurement Commission has wrapped up a series of training sessions across Guyana to improve procurement practices. These sessions, held in all 10 regions, aim to educate various government departments on procurement rules and procedures. The training involves several agencies, including the Ghana Energy Agency and multiple regional democratic councils. 85 participants, including senior officials and specialists from various sectors, attended these sessions. Led by Dwight Dobson, the Public Procurement Commission's head of operations, the training covered essential topics like the procurement process, evaluation methods, and compliance. The Public Procurement Commission's efforts are part of a larger campaign to ensure all regions have the skills and knowledge needed for effective procurement. Feedback from participants highlighted areas for improvement and emphasized the need for ongoing training. The Public Procurement Commission is committed to transparency and accountability in public procurement and aims to support Ghana's sustainable development through these initiatives. Don't go away after the break. Kenya anti-government protests, youth-led movement continues into 6th week, and at least 229 people killed in Ethiopian landslides.
Smart Minds Educational Institute, offering preschool, nursery, and primary levels. Finally, a school that is every parent's dream. Located at 69 Cross Street, offering academic excellence, trained qualified teachers, small class sizes, personalized gear, and one-to-one attention for your little ones. At Smart Minds, register for full-time or evening classes, daily practice pass exam papers for proficiency at the grade 2, 4, and 6 assessment, and CXE exam preparedness. Or join our Phonics reading and writing program. So if your child is for preschool, nursery, or primary level, come to Smart Mind, located at 69 Cross Street, or call 231-4885 or 600-9229 to enroll now.
Good girl forget things.
What's the problem, Granny?
I want money for borrow for those surgery. I was dancing and I fall and fracture my hip.
If you need some quick money, you should check Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop, lot 238 South Road Border, Georgetown. Get jewelry made to order in just 72 hours. We also accept vehicles. Lender's, best rates, longest payback period.
Boys, I get through. Plus, I could dance again.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Sneakily with a gift of sight from Modern Optical Services. Let our professional team examine and prescribe what's best for your eyes. Our smiles make fashionable faces. See us for a full line of optical services, including brand name and prescription eyewear. Modern Optical Services, 316 Mill Street, Georgetown. Telephone 226-1082.
Furnishing your home or office has never been easier. Here at Kissoon's, our inventory of locally made and imported furniture, offered at amazing prices, will leave you wanting more. From vinyl, floor rugs and carpets, bedroom, dining and living room sets, mattresses, pillows, office desk, chairs and filing cabinets, outdoor benches and tables. We have a piece of furniture for every room imaginable in your home or office. Check out our flagship store at Industrial Site Rijnveld or one of our branches in New Amsterdam, Port Morant, Riverton and Camp Street. Kissoon's Furniture, furnishing homes for over 50 years.
Welcome back. Now we take a look at what's happening in the region and around the world. A new UNAIDS report, The Urgency of Now, AIDS at a Crossroad, reveals the Caribbean can end its AIDS epidemic by 2030 with decisive action. While progress in HIV treatment and prevention has been significant since 2010, the pace has slowed recently. Dr. Richard Amania emphasized targeted interventions, community responses, and legal reforms. 4 countries, including Haiti, account for nearly 90% of new infections. Despite 70% treatment coverage, challenges like low child treatment persists. UNAIDS called for political will and resources to uphold the 2030 pledge. Authorities in Illinois have released body cam footage showing a police officer fatally shooting a black woman inside her home. The incident occurred after 36-year-old Sonia Massey called the police to report a suspected intruder. Massey was transported to the hospital where she later succumbed to her injuries. Al Jazeera's Shahib Ratansi reports.
In the early hours of Saturday, July 6th, Sonia Massey called the police to report that she thought a prowler was outside her home. Police body cam video shows two officers entering Massey's home to tell her they found nothing suspicious. But things quickly escalated after Massey approached her stove to attend to a pot of boiling water.
Away from your hot steaming water.
Away from my hot steaming water?
Yeah.
Oh, I rebuke you in the name of Jesus.
I
rebuke you in the name of Jesus.
You better not. I swear to God, I'll shoot you right in your face.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Drop the pot! Drop the pot! Drop the 19 shots fired. Shots fired!
The 36-year-old mother of two was pronounced dead in hospital from a single gunshot to the head. The body cam of the officer who fired the shots, Sean Grayson, was only turned on after the shooting. He gives his account of the incident, a narrative at odds with what we see in the video from his colleague's body cam.
I'm not taking hot boiling water to the face, and it already reached us.
Grayson has been fired from the force and is being held without bond for first-degree murder, among other charges. He's pled not guilty in the fatal shooting. However, Grayson's boss, the local sheriff, said that Grayson did have other options available that he should have used and that his actions were inexcusable and didn't reflect the values or training of the office. However, Massey's family are asking why Grayson was allowed to serve in the police in the first place.
The sheriff here is an embarrassment. Because this man should have never had a badge. He should have never had a gun. He should have never been given the opportunity to kill my child. Because he had some serious blemishes on his record. Serious. This man had 2 convictions for DUI.
President Joe Biden also released a statement. He said, when we call for help, all of us as Americans, regardless of who we are or where we live, should be able to do so without fearing for our lives. Sonia's death at the hands of a responding officer reminds us that all too often, black Americans face fears for their safety in ways many of the rest of us do not. Even though authorities did act quickly in charging the officer, the killing has once again revealed deep systemic problems in law enforcement. Shia Brutansi, Al Jazeera.
At least one person has been killed in protests that have taken place in several towns and cities across Kenya. More than 50 people have been killed since demonstrations began last month. There was anger over an increase in taxes, but later protests spread across the country demanding government reform and President William Ruto's resignation. Al Jazeera's Malcolm Webb reports.
It's been a similar story in Nairobi's city centre every Tuesday for more than a month. Protests started against a government plan to increase taxes. They spread across the country amid growing calls for President William Ruto to resign. Demonstrators blame his government for endemic corruption. They tried to go to Nairobi's international airport. Campaigners say it's about to be leased to an Indian company under a secret deal, which the government denies.
The police are only targeting us, peaceful demonstrators, while hired goons in masks on motorbikes with concealed number plates are moving as the police just watch.
Early in the day, dozens of men on motorbikes gathered around the city and entered the centre. City traders and protesters said they're paid by politicians. They outnumbered them, chased them away, and set this bike alight. In the western town of Kakamega, police fired live bullets at demonstrators. At least one person died here. Countrywide, more than 50 protesters have been killed in the last month. Demonstrations took place in several towns and suburbs of Nairobi. Some residents of this low-income neighbourhood fought running battles with police. Others got caught in the middle. Meanwhile, MPs sat in Parliament for the first time since protesters entered the building 4 weeks ago.
This bill, as we speak, is dead.
That prompted President Ruto to scrap the tax hikes and fire almost all of his cabinet. But then he reappointed some of the same ministers, further angering the demonstrators.
Police have been firing tear gas to try and disperse even small groups of protesters. But the demonstrators say President Ruto hasn't done anything meaningful to meet their demands of sweeping reforms in government to end corruption and improve service delivery.
Some of the protest movement's prolific activists, like Hanifa Aden, show no sign of giving up.
We've had to endure years and years of systematic corruption and failure, a system that works against us. So if anyone should say that it is us, enough is enough, and this is why we are on the streets every week, because enough is enough.
Enough is enough is what Ruto said about the demonstrations when he spoke on Sunday. Weeks of police firing tear gas in the streets hasn't stopped the widespread discontent with his government. Malcolm Webb, Al Jazeera, Nairobi, Kenya.
More than 200 people have been killed in 2 landslides in southern Ethiopia, authorities said. The first landslide, triggered by heavy rains in a remote region of Gofa Zone, occurred on Monday and was followed by a second one that buried people who had gathered to help, state officials said on Tuesday. Al Jazeera's Katrina Soy reports.
People dig through the sludge hoping to find survivors in Gofa region. This is one of the worst natural disasters in Ethiopia in recent years. Many have been buried underneath the mud. It was a double tragedy.
The incident happened following heavy rains. The damage is extensive. Initially, there were 3 families that were buried by the landslide. We are still searching for their bodies, but the death toll surged after the people who came to rescue them also got trapped.
This is a mountainous area, and getting the right equipment to help is difficult, so everyone is trying the best they can to help save lives.
The landslide is not common. It happens once in a while, so nobody can be sure of what's going to happen.
The area is prone to disastrous seasonal rains that often displace hundreds of people. This latest incident just makes things harder to bear. Catherine Soy, Al Jazeera.
This brings us to the end of the regional and global news coverage. Up next is the 3-day weather forecast. And that's it to be 2 Headline News for this Wednesday evening. As we take our leave, we invite you to follow us on Facebook and YouTube. You can tune in tomorrow at 6:30 a.m. for a rebroadcast and at 7 p.m. for more news. Until then, please take care of yourself and each other.